Welcome to Body Work. Welcome to Body Work.
Please fasten your seatbelts.
I had 11 Olympians and over 800 national champs. And all those men, they wouldn't do half the work that she do. And I'm seeing it from the young ladies. These last 2 years, when you think about it, all the good fights is coming from the women. The guys is ducking each other, looking for the easy way. Hey, I'm telling you like it is, you know? So again, you know, this young lady done did everything I asked of, and she did more. And I'm watching all the young ladies that's boxing now. It's like they trying to prove they better than men. Now, we knew they was kind of there, but now they showing that they mean. You know, in the old days in Philly, we call these guys crazy. And that's the way these women are. So when you go back home, speak nice to you.
Welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to Body Work Boxing. Oh man, it feels so good to be back. Man, I told y'all, man. I said it was going to be a different complexion pre-Super Bowl and after Super Bowl. And what do we know? What do we know? Huh? Like, I wanna continue because I feel like at some point in time, you know what I'm saying, it's a lot of different we call them cadre. We call them cadre. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know what that means, just look it up. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna charge you nothing for that. But we call them cadre. It's a lot of cadre out here directing people how to move, how to shake, how to get down, how to groove. You know what I'm saying? How to figure out how to do this thing called life and do what we do. They got their various methods. They got their various creative ways. You know what I'm saying? It's you know, we all learned that it's several different ways that we can skin the cat, right? That we do know. And I'm trying to figure out what's going on with my power. They don't want me to be great. I'm like, gee Louise, you know what I'm saying? It's just me, myself, and that ring. So bear with me, but allow me to proceed to give you what you need. You know what I'm saying? That's like, dang, man. It's almost like, man, you got to be in tune with the universe to be in tune with what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to break it down to you. But I believe that from some of the things I've been hearing, you know what I'm saying? From some of the things I've been hearing, and some of these people out here thinking that they too big for their own pantalones. You know what I'm saying? I got to do some correcciones. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like a lot of people out here, they don't build. All they do is destroy. You know what I'm saying? If you're not part of the congregation, they will ignore. But somehow, my friend, I realized that the message is getting out there. Oh yeah. And I believe that since once again we're going back, I think we're about 2.5 weeks into the curriculum, so to speak. In the main vein for a lot of these lectures, you know what I'm saying, demonstrations, educations, whatever your vocabulary will allow you to registrate it. It is what it is. We've been on the subject of gaslighting. And I'm like, okay, let's dive deep. Let's help everybody understand what's really going on. And I've been talking about gaslighting. So I say, hey, everybody can't relate to gaslighting. Because just like any other word, your first connotation with that word, depending on what memories or what you gather from the first time you hear that word, if you ever hear a word or a word similar to that, you're going to disassociate it with it. So, just like boxing, we got to come up, we got to adjust, we got to figure out ways to combat it. We got to really understand what we're dealing with. And in the subject of gaslighting, in the noun form, it's an emotional or psychological abuse, a dysfunctional relationship that involves abuse or violence. Yikes! As a noun, it's abuse, brainwashing, intimidation, psychological abuse, psychological violence, head games, manipulation, deception, emotional abuse, mental abuse, physical warfare, mind games. A dysfunctional relationship that involves abuse or violence. So when we say gaslighting, it encompasses a lot of things. Abusive relationship, mistreatment, domestic violence, dysfunctional relationship, controlling relationship, bad relationship, unhealthy relationship, abusive household, unhelpful relationship, family violence, maltreatment, crazy making, toxic relationship, intimate partner violence, manipulative relationship, domestic abuse, violence relationship, DV, codependent relationship, and as a verb, we ain't even got to the word. Manipulating, cheating, deceiving, finagling, hoodwinking, swindling, beguiling, frauding, hoaxing, swaying, entrapping, outmaneuvering, scamming, biasing, bluffing, stiffing, trapping, ripping off, doing the number on, pulling strings, setting up, sucking in, lead up the garden path, twisting around your finger, pulling a fast one, staging, managing, taking for a ride, pulling wires, playing games, stringing along, double crossing, suckering, snookering, biasing, wangling, outmaneuvering, impressing, bilking, jockeying, deluding, contriving, bamboozling, misleading, fooling, duping, conning, tricking. I know we all familiar. And as a verb, lying, fabricating, dissimulating, delaying, misleading, exaggerating, conning, equivocating, hoodwinking, perjuring, beguiling, misguiding, misstating, bullying, forswearing, misinstructing, paltering, snowing, telling an untruth, departing from the truth, stringing along, telling stories, breaking promise, faking it, having on, not telling the truth, putting on, wrong track, telling untruths, inventing a story, putting up a front, telling the terminological inexactitude, BSing, lacking candor, giving the wrong impression, telling a white lie, leading astray, sitting on a wild goose chase, putting on, throwing off a scent, saying something untrue, perjuring oneself, making up a story, forewearing oneself, committing perjury, bearing a false witness, telling a lie, stretching the truth, concocting a story, telling a falsehood. Yikes! Perverting, overdrawing, fudging, distorting, tricking, misspeaking, duping, pretending, misinforming, hoaxing, disassembling, misrepresenting, bluffing, falsifying, deceiving, prevaricating, fibbing. Oh my gosh. I ain't even know it's gonna go all into that, but it's a lot of things to where people can actually try to tell you that they're doing something that they're not really doing. What's the last thing we heard from Malcolm X? He said, "Get your head out of my pocket," and all we heard was rockets. It feels so good to be back. Body work. We in the building. We on that cutting edge, you know what I'm saying? We just dropping them jewels, you know what I'm saying? We not worried about them fools. And I gotta get through this. I'm going through my dialogue and I'm thinking of my diatribe and I'm conspiring to rise high and I'm thinking about the haters and I'm like, I do that body work. I'm nothing wrong with that. I just want to leave y'all hanging. But for real, I just dropped a video about how Teofimo Lopez strategically maneuvered. He pulled the Daffy. So if you ever hear me yell Daffy, All I want to hear is duck. I'm my man Subriel Matias. Because he came out and I was like, dang, that's one of my, he had my boxes to watch. I said, he had my boxes to watch. I call him the Puma. I ride with him. He get a little loose with the mouth, but I still ride with him. They say he sent my man Subriel Matias a deal. My man Subriel say, hey, I got a little hand injury. Nothing, nothing major, something slight, little tendonitis. Gotta get it worked out. Got a good little bit of a massage therapy. Teofimo like, oh, okay. Word on the street is he had a yearning in his loins to go ahead and get it on the week before Super Bowl. I'm like, oh, okay, that went down. Light-skinned Jermaine came out. He put it down. Regardless how you see it. Regardless how you see it. All before that, he was actually calling on one Bud Crawford. Post-fight, it changed a little bit. A person like myself said, man, I could appreciate energy. Man, you did what you did with Loma. I give you full credit. Did what you did with Teofimo. I give you full credit. And everything that they give another gentleman who gets all the praise, all the glory, you did it first. I give you credit. But who am I? Bodywork. I say, okay, cool. You on your path. You did your thing. I had Ortiz doing his thing. Because he exhibited that he could beat you in the ring. And we're coming off a bunch of lackluster performances of those who said that they were who's who in boxing. They were the big names. You know what I'm saying? They can do this. They can do that. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, cool. But after the performance, you told the crowd to SMD. And I'm like, ooh, that's kind of rude. But I'm like, okay, all right. I'm with you. I'm riding. Just like, yeah, you just got hit upside your head by light-skinned Jermaine, and it didn't really go your way. So you was on your feelings, and they gave you the mic, and you had everybody watching you. I think it was like 6,000 out there. You know what I'm saying? The whole crowd, and they looking at you, and you told them SMD, and you just panicking, weltering in the moment, and you are one of those guys who wither when they have a lackluster opponent. But I always said it was a trap because light-skinned Jermaine was gonna come to put it down, and he did. And I gave him the nod. But you got the victory because he didn't do enough to take it away from the champion. I understand. It's money wrapped up. It's money built up. And I was looking at him like, dang, man, what do my man, the clown, the jester, the Joker, the Pooh see, according to Subriel Matias? Where does he go from here? So then I hear, okay, because it was word that Shakur Stevenson had took a step back. He was saying, he was going to retire. He put a little TO. A little sizzle. Relevancy, contrary to popular belief, is the new drug. You heard me? It used to be attention. Oh, no. Attention is just a sidebar. It's a side drug. Relevancy is the new drug. So Shakur come out and say he retired. Then after seeing the Teofimo Lopez performance, he got inspired. Yeah. He got inspired. I'm like, okay, he got inspired. Okay, you see something. Okay, cool. Well, you at 35 and he's at 40. Okay, how's that's gonna work? He say weight don't matter. I'm like, Eureka. Weight don't matter? No. According to Shakur Stevenson, in the articles that I've read, I have sources. I'll get to them. According to the articles that I've read, since I have to qualify everything and I can't use these interviews, I'm just gonna have to give it to you straight up. He said weight don't matter. And I would have to imagine that Teofimo Lopez, he's at his worst time He's questioning himself because he really don't get up. If he don't believe that you ain't shit, he ain't gonna be shit when it comes up against you. That's just how it is. It's just like, man, it's like he ain't gonna, if you ain't a dime, he won't arrive. You know what I'm saying? That's just point blank, period. Read between the lines. And I'm like, okay, that's T.O. You know what I'm saying? I've grown to see it. I'm a little older, man. I'm starting to like just appreciate what I can get. And the fact that the man be calling out the big names, and history has said he's been chasing the big names and he's been trying to do his thing, but he came across Subriel Matias and he said he put in an offer, and because of the hand injury that Matias didn't really want no smoke, and I started doing my homework and I said, hey, this man really do got a hand injury. It ain't nothing serious. It's just a little tendonitis. I have a little problem with that myself, left shoulder type. So I'm like, cool, little therapy. So he'll be back in the beginning of February, and I'm looking at Matias. I'm looking at his action. I'm listening to his words. We going through all his opponents. I'm like, word, ain't nobody really stepping up. What's going on? And I gave T.O. the benefit of the doubt, but then after his performance, him and Shakur get to going in, and I'm like, how are they going in? That's a 35-40 situation. The same way I was looking at the Keyshawn and the T.O. situation. You know what I'm saying? When everybody was getting ahead of themselves, I said, hold on, we're talking about 35s and 40. And at 35, I was the same guy who said we got to do away with all this friendship bullshit in the sport of boxing. Because you can't be friends with Richardson Hitch and also Keyshawn, and y'all get along. But before it was Devin Haney, and that went sideways, so now he the op, but now it's all these different little trinkets and ways to be able to simmer saute how you want to get out the way. I'm like, hold on. Let me break this down. Let me get my mind right. Let me take a little chill pill. Let me absorb. I'm a little older. You know what I'm saying? Let me take a deep breath. Let me do a little woo-saw. Look at it right. You mean to tell me that the energy to rematch De Los Santos, which I wanted, because I said, hey, we can't deduct nothing from that. Like, yeah, that you got the nod because you were the name and you're more marketable, but I think that if De Los Santos spoke a little bit of more English and he was able to get a little bit more spicy, they look at his performances in the ring and they like bada bing, but they can't do nothing with that. And he didn't do enough to really take it from you in that instance, but you were hurt. And you say, oh no, it was just a matter of being hurt. And so I'm like, okay, rematch. Let's push for the rematch. But since you with Top Rank and he was over there with PBC, I'm one of those guys that can acknowledge that it's size of the street. Not a lot of us can do that, but I'm reasonable. And Shakur is my guy. I call him the definition in my boxers to watch. So I'm watching and I'm waiting. And when he said he was retiring, I was like, wait, hold up. Come on. You're frustrated. Come on. You seen what Top Rank did to Bud. Come on. You seen what they're trying to do with Navarrete. Come on. I'm like, hold on. Take a step back. This is a marathon. We want to see you with Tank. All you need is a live body to get in the ring and do your thing. But when you seen Teofimo Lopez, you said, weight don't matter. I said, yikes. Teofimo came out and said that Jermaine Ortiz ran and he wanted somebody to be able to stand in front of him. And I'm like, yikes. So I'm like, hold on. I never thought about Teofimo and Shakur. Why? Because I try to keep it perspective and realistic, because people like to play games. Like when somebody's in one division and somebody's in another division, they'll make all these claims and all this, and if you don't check them and say, hold on, they're not even in the same division, they'll keep running with it. Then they got you, because then you arguing, you all off in la la land arguing about some shit that ain't really going to happen because they're not in the same way. But I said, hold on, if Shakur is entertaining a deal with Teofimo Lopez, and it would be at 140, they kind of would need each other. Because in their worst performances, they didn't perform. They are two big names. They have to prove each other. They have two contrasting styles, in which I think Shakur is a little bit sharper than Jermaine, but then how brolic and how solid and how I perceive Jermaine Ortiz to actually have been winning, I'm like, okay, coming off somebody with perceived power like De Los Santos, who's an X factor, yet they call him the grenade, and we got Teo, who hadn't really been necessarily setting off landmines at 140. I said, oh, this might be the thing. But then I started looking at it from both sides. I said, hold on. Teofimo is willing to do it. But Shakur say, hey, I'm willing to do it, but I'm not going to do it over there in Honduras. So I'm like, oh, man. I said, okay. So is this the politics that's going on? Is this really the politics that's going on? It's like you want to do it. So on this side, I would say that Shakur would be the B side if we had to get into that, because I don't even like getting into the A side and B side. But if I had to construct as a fan how this fight would go down, I would think that T.O. is the man. You already got the Lomachenko. He got the Josh Taylor. He got the one loss. You're undefeated. He got the 2 divisions. You got the 3 divisions. Unified in 1. Technically, he was undisputed at 35. Y'all got some cachet, but I would have to say that Teofimo Lopez would actually have the decision. You know what I'm saying? On who would be the A side if I had the reason. And I'm thinking, okay, well, if I really want to prove myself, if I really want to show that I'm in the mess hall with my chest out, going over to Honduras. Listen, man, if I was down the street, I grew up in Glen Reed Apartments right off of Martin Luther King. We used to go down to my man Javon's house. He had the court in the backyard. If somebody got fouled too hard in that backyard, that's where it went down. If we went across the street, across the highway, across from the 7-Eleven, and it went down over there, and I got fouled too hard, that's where it was going down. But if T.O. is the man and he's saying, hey, I want to go do it in Honduras, you're basing it on politics. That don't even send off the right confidence. But then I'm like, well, is it just T.O.? Because if weight don't matter, I'm thinking, God damn, Shakur just opened up a whole nother can of worms. And we know that Teofimo Lopez, we know we can deduct by reasoning that everybody knew, because Devin Haney knew that Subriel Matias was going through a hand injury. It was just tendonitis, just needed a little bit of therapy. They both knew it. Both sent offers at the same goddamn time. Ain't that ironic? Golly. So that will put you on a timeline in which insiders know. It's just like Ryan having the rib injuries. Insiders know. It's just the fans, the creators that find out on the back end. But it's like, well, if insiders know, and y'all all on Top Rank, y'all both need a name. Y'all both need comeback performances, because my suggestion was for T.O. to go grab Regis and get it on. But Shakur inserted himself into the situation. I said, hey, I never really thought about Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez. But Eureka, Teofimo will have something to prove because Shakur is a name, even though he's at 35. That's why I never considered it. But since he said he'll come up to 40, okay, cool. But then when Shakur come back and say, oh, nah, I ain't trying to get down over there in Honduras. You like, hold on, shorty. Hey, my flight has landed, right? And I'm at the wing gate. it's already paid for. You know what I'm saying? The next 3-4 days is already paid for. We got room service. There's already champagne in the fridge. It's laid out. That's where it's going down. Like, holla at me. And she like, I'm not coming over there. Like, hold on. So as long as we were somewhere else, you was willing to let me, you know what I'm saying, dip my leg down in your patois, but because it's over here at the Waldorf Astoria, you ain't gonna be able to make it. It seems like you ain't really about that life. But I say, oh, okay, no harm, no harm, no foul. No harm, no foul. We playing games. We picking and choosing, and we refusing. We want to be relevant because, again, I say that relevancy is the new drugs. It used to be attention, and that's the side drug. So you might have a little sniff of attention, and then you might shoot some relevancy up in your arm in today's day and time. Yeah. That's what it's looking like. So I'm like, okay, cool. And then right before I getting ready to do this, I seen a headline, and that's always broken news. So I didn't really want to give no credence to it. And I'm like, okay, cool. Well, Teofimo don't want nothing to do with none of the big names, to include Tank, Shakur, Devin. He just want to go on his own little. So that just means you're going to go pick somebody over there on top rank, and you're going to drag them over there to Honduras. When all actuality, Shakur should have grabbed his cojones like he from Jersey, North, and skedaddle over to Honduras and put on a clinic on some Highlander stuff. But no. But I'm like, okay. If T.O. want to be a clown and he want to act like that, and he want to tell his fans the SMD, even though we had your back, so be it. Grab you a body, go over there in Honduras, a rock'em sock'em type guy, put on the clinic and see if you can redeem yourself. Cool. You due for an explosion. Don't call for no Bud Crawford. That put me back on Shakur. I'm like, okay, well, Shakur, you just admitted that weight don't matter. You'll go up to 140. You didn't want to go over there and do it in Honduras, but don't you have Puerto Rican? Don't we have El Orgullo de Martonilo, the pride of motherhood from Puerto Rico, who want to do it at home, who can demonstrate that, yeah, you're not afraid to fear power, and since weight don't matter? Or was it just that Teofimo Lopez looked like food? I'm like, DMX, somebody let me know, like, did he just open up a whole can of worms to where, okay, well, cool. Well, if it's $3 million to fight for 5 fights for a total of 15, and I guess some pay-per-view sprinkled here and there, regardless of whatever, you already know what your rate is, plus whatever. Never worry about another man's numbers. I degaff. I don't care. Shakur Stevenson, I called him the definition in my boxes to watch. I've been there when they boycotted him. But right now, I gotta like some feet to the fire. It's a guy, Subriel Matias, and what I keep hearing is that it's 90% done. 90% done. 90% done. And you have the bull by his horns. That means over there at Top Rank, you could grab the bull by the horns and you could say, okay, I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna see Tio. I'm gonna jump up a weight class. I'm gonna go see Tio in Honduras for a bag. And I'm gonna put on a clinic. Okay, if that's not good enough, you could say, since it's 90% done, 90% done, you got one more fight. You could fight Subriel Matias. Yeah. Since weight don't matter, You can fight Subriel Matias. You can show that there's no issue with power. You have Puerto Rican, so you can grab all of your fan base since you want to do it at home. It's 90% done. And I'm of the persuasion that if something was going down and it was a damsel in distress, and that damsel happened to be my damsel, and somebody was getting ready to put her in an amount of stress, and they were at 90% of actually getting the job done, but they were still at 90. It was still a 10% chance that they was not going to get the job done. Oh, I'm there. Oh yeah, I'm there. So you or you can say, you know what? I gotta fulfill one fight, and I'm going after the cash cow. Uno. Tank Davis. You can say I'm putting it all behind me. I'm getting out of here. I'm doing like Floyd. I'm doing like Manny. I'm doing like Bud. I'm doing like Cotto. I'm doing like, oh no, like, do I gotta keep going? You can pull one of them numbers, so it's all at your disposal. But I'm thinking, did you just open up a can of worms? Because as a supporter and somebody that try to get in front of everything and try to explain everything and try to cater to the ones that really want to smoke, cater to the ones that really want to show that they in the mess hall with their chests out. That's me riding. I ain't gonna let them shit on you, but I ain't gonna let y'all shit on us. Yeah, damn. I'm not gonna do it. And I find myself wondering, Shakur Stevenson, did you just open up a whole can of worms to where the ball is in your court? Now, I've been saying you was on the dark side. I've been saying you was out here playing Pac-Man. But as the historian just let us know, because right now they think that right now in this era, they think that we ain't shit. They think that our young boys ain't shit. I beg to differ. I'm not going to get caught back in 30 years. They can tell you what date and time and in 1964 such and such went upside somebody's head. Somebody got to be accountable for right now. And Shakur Stevenson, with all your talent and abilities, you have the ability to grab the bull by the horns. You can go left, you can go right, you can stay with your promotion and get that fight. You can be like, nah, and then get tanked. You know what I'm saying? Show, hey, I'm willing to show and prove. You can grab your nuts, go grab half of your audience, which you mix with. Grab the whole bull by the horns and get all of Puerto Rico and show out and show that you are the matador to that bull. But right now, Subriel Matias is looking like a boogeyman. All the way around it. He's looking real prophetic, man. He's really sounding like La Biblioteca, the librarian. And I'm wondering if I'm too far-fetched with it. Because it's like, hey, everybody got their lane. Hey, if I use interviews, I'm biting. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not using the right sources, I'm biting. You moving too fast. Oh no, you ain't been around too long. Oh no, you're not in the boxing gyms. Oh no, you don't really know this fighter. Oh no, you trying to sell it. Like, stop it. If you're rocking with the content, hit the like button. If not, pop smoke. Be gone. We do that body work. We don't take anything for face value. And if truth be told, anybody I talk about, when I'm in my bag, I get a 1,000 at least. I've been on Inaway. Inaway don't give us enough in the media for me to talk about him every day. Oh, but when that target is confirmed, me and my old head, we go to work. Holler at me. Yeah. It says, I'm not the type that can just go off of resources. I can't just go off of interviews and things like that. I gotta qualify my sources. Little old me, I think I gotta do just a little bit more. I think I gotta do just a little bit more. And since I gotta do just a little bit more, let's get into it. Let's see. Let me make sure that this is what y'all seeing. Shakur Stevenson says he'll fight Teofimo Lopez at any weight. Written by Kristen Carroll on the 12th of February, 2024. What's today, y'all? Golly. Although he recently announced his retirement, Shakur Stevenson has now said he is open to fighting Teofimo Lopez at any weight. The young New York boxer has won world titles in 3 weight classes, most recently at lightweight against Edwin De Los Santos, though the lackluster performance was not his best. Maybe as a result of being frustrated and not being able to get the biggest fight, Stevenson took to X to announce his retirement. Lopez has also had a mixed few years. He famously dethroned the magnificent Vasyl Lomachenko with the career best showing in close points win back in 2020 to unify the WBO, WBA, IBF, and the Ring magazine titles, and they failed to mention the WBC franchise, conveniently. In this next fight, however, he lost all his honors to Australian George Kambosos Jr. After a timeout to sort out some private family matters. He returned with the win over Pedro Campa, Sandor Martin, and Josh Taylor, which saw him win the WBO super lightweight title. He has just defended that belt against Jermaine Ortiz, but many onlookers were not that impressed with his showing. Stevenson has now taken the X to say he has reached out to Lopez for a fight after it was revealed Gervonta was not interested. I just DM'd him to get it all together, but he living in a fantasy world, I told him. I'm here whenever he's ready, LOL. When weight was brought up, Stevenson replied by saying it was no issue. Weight ain't no problem for me. He then claimed Lopez would back out like many of the other fighters he has chased. Yeah, when it comes to me, they always looking for some way out of the fight. So they say BS that they know is not right. But in due time, tables will turn. Should this fight be made, it will represent the higher level contest Stevenson has always said he wanted. This article is from today, y'all. This article, this article, this article is from today. This article is from today. So I would have y'all believe and know that I didn't just pull that out of my tail there. This is the other one. This is from Essentially Sports. Shakur Stevenson announces plans to negotiate with Teofimo Lopez to take over. Clears Honduras doubt to make the fight happen. This is by Rohit Lohan, 2/10/2024. Shows a picture of Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson is keen to make a comeback, which may or may not happen in Honduras. He recently shocked the boxing world when he decided to hang up boxing gloves after failing to bag an opponent worthy of his first title defense. However, it seems he has found a name in Teofimo Lopez, but is dreading navigating through Honduras to cement his legacy. Yikes, man. Like, what is going on? Sugar is at loggerhead with Teofimo Lopez since the latter defended his title in a dismal performance against Jermaine Ortiz. Both have exchanged words and tensions are soaring high. A probable match between the two champions is brewing, and Lopez is already eyeing a return to the square circle in April or May in Honduras. It seems Lopez is living in a fantasy world if Stevenson is to be believed. Shakur Stevenson and a Honduras conundrum. You see how y'all they describing it? Why is that a conundrum? You're an Olympian, brother. Teofimo Lopez set the stage when he announced his plan to fight in Honduras in April or June. The post attracted a fan's attention when he asked Shakur Stevenson what he made of the situation. The 26-year-old replied, I just DM'd him to get it all together, but he living in a fantasy world. I told him I'm here whenever he's ready. LOL. And then there you go. You see the X right there. I just DM'd him to get it all together, but he living in the fantasy world. I told him I'm here whenever he's ready. Because Malik Brown said he talking to you. While the New York native is currently the WBC champion at 135 pounds, he might have to move up to 140 pounds and make the fight happen. And it appears Stevenson is eager to do it. Weight ain't no problem for me, he declared with confidence. So what exactly the holdup? As pointed out by Stevenson, he has only one fight left for top-ranked Bob Arum. He wants to pick a location he feels wouldn't be political enough to influence him. Therefore, he pitched to change punches with Lopez anywhere else but Honduras, Lopez's home territory. Like, bruh? Like, man, I miss my dog all the time we were rocking. Like, dog, like, what? Nope, that's stupid. I had one more fight on my contract, and he just re-signed a deal with them. It'll be dumb to go to his territory when he clearly boxing is more political than anything. We can fight anywhere else he would like. I'm ready to negotiate when he is, Stevenson specified his stance. But Lopez's birth certificate says otherwise. Teofimo Lopez comes clean. After witnessing Stevenson go nuts with Honduras being pitched as a venue, Lopez issued a clarification. The WBO champion admitted that his birth certificate mentioned he was born in Brooklyn. Notably, he was born into a family of Honduran immigrants in 1997, and the family later relocated to Florida. My birth certificate says I was born in Brooklyn, New York. So how did America decide to change the country I was born in and put Honduras without my request? Isn't this the land of the free? I guess those constitutional rights to amend to Teofimo Lopez, he hit back. It remains to be seen whether Stevenson will make a comeback against Lopez and move up a division after the latter has clarified the Honduran complex. Devin Haney fired shots at Shakur Stevenson after Edwin De La Sona's disappointing win. That's in this article. What do you make of this probable fight between Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez? Who do you think will come on top? Let us know in the comment section. So, because I'm the type, I can't use sources, can't use interviews. You know what I'm saying? If I can't use these guys talking in their interviews, then I'll just use articles. I'm talking about, I'll use articles and I'll get it done and we'll figure it out. But, my friends, and I think you already know where I'm going with this. I think you guys already know where I'm going with this. Oh, man. Y'all know I ain't seen the comments yet. I want to get all the way through that. A lot of y'all probably seen my video I did a little bit earlier, and I said, oh, did Shakur Stevenson just open up a whole nother can of worms? What's going on, y'all? I want y'all to chime in. Like, what? How do y'all feel about these last couple days and these chain of events? I'm like, are we gaslighting? Because I went over all the definitions of gaslighting and what it means and how it means. Is like, are these boxers leaving it up for our interpretation? Are they using and abusing us? Are they throwing us around like rocks? You can't tell me that you willing to go up to 140 and weight don't matter because this guy looking like food. But it's another guy that's looking like food. I don't even got to finish it. And I'm feeling like Malik Trotter and Emmanuel Augustus right now. You know what I'm saying? Malik Trotter said, man, he had a hook on the song, man. I was listening to it, getting inspired today. He said, everybody fool when you're hungry. Everybody's fool when you're hungry. Like, anybody can get it when you're hungry. You know what I'm saying? Like, are we focusing on the hungry? Or are we eating the bread from the circuses? Remember, the thing been bread and circuses. Gaslighting. Then playing with your memory. You know what I'm saying? All these different things, man. And I'm a lifelong learner. I even heard somebody say today that, oh, jet lag and inactivity and all this stuff was cool, calm, and collective. It was reasonable for the hardest hit man on the planet. Golly, I'm like, do jet lag fall under excuse? Do inactivity fall under excuse? Do not want to listen to your personal trainer and Mark Breland? Look out for them What Would Breland Do t-shirts. Like, was it not already furnished to the public that one fighter, one heavyweight, one hardest hitting man on the planet didn't like to run, didn't like to hit pads. Said JDs will come in and tell Breland, hey, he's not in a good mood. Don't make him hit the pad today. Don't make him work out today. And Mark Breland came out and spilled the beans and said he don't like to run. He don't like to put in road work. He don't like to hit the pads. I don't have full control. So back then, they were gaslighting us. Like those of us who were pointing that out back then, who were made all this time were made to believe that we were crazy. Like when we found out that Deontay Wilder had hired he had basically hired some up-and-coming brother who had aspirations and dreams of putting down them things. He knocked him out. He hired him as his trainer. And those of us who said, hold on, arguably one of the greatest amateur boxers in the U.S. boxing system, and Mark Breland should be fired. Well, they celebrated 365 days later that he did not have a job still. People came out and did videos. Go do your homework. When they came out and said that he was wrong, it was justified in him getting fired. A year later, there were people commencing and jumping and praising that he didn't get a job. When Mark Breland came out and told us the truth in real time, he said, hey, this guy don't want to train. He got all the talent in the world, but he don't want to do what I'm telling him to do. I'm up there in the Hall of Fame as far as U.S. amateur boxing. I might know a little thing or two about boxing, but who am I? But us who said that was wrong, we were told that we were wrong in present time. And as it relates to gaslighting, this is where they try to pretend that those things didn't happen. So now all of a sudden when he come out and tell you like, oh yeah, I've been bullshitting all this time. So now when everybody get comfortable and say, oh man, Mark Breland wasn't shit, go back and look at my videos when Mark Breland was talking all that philosophical shit, and I said, hold on, you mean to tell me that you inherited the hardest? That's what I said. You want to stop with the glowing praises and all the absolutes, because when you come on and say you were gifted to be able to train the hardest hitting man on the planet, you got him at your disposal, and your next fight out, you go in there and get the man knocked out. I'm like, hold on, man. I mean, I ain't never coached nobody, but if you tell me you want to give me the hardest hitting man in the planet in the century, you gonna allow me to coach him off of what I know? I don't got my man knocking out. I don't got him getting knocked out. But now when we fast forward, what did I say? February the 12th. Now people are admitting that, damn, they man's been on some bullshit. But I never hear I don't never hear them pounce and trance and dance and be as vulgar and as critical. Because after all, an excuse is an excuse, right? So I think people were kind of satisfied about Errol Spence walking away and them discounting them off of one victory. But it's different when it comes to their favorite fighters. Oh, yeah. If Errol Spence would have said, you know what I'm saying, I got whatever, like, let's insert right here, whatever Google would actually give you in the form of the results of riding a horse on horseback. I don't know. Chafed thighs, sore ankles, sore lower lumbar, something like that. But if Earl would have came in and said, oh man, I was riding my horses, I had sore lumbar, had a little aching rib, that might have been okay, because the excuses they gave for Joseph Parker and why he lost, oh yeah, that was all acceptable. That was spoon-fed right to the choir. That's why I say, man, a lot of these cats, man, they bullshit, man. Bullshit, man. Y'all know, listen, I know it's always a sale on toilet paper, right? But you know when you go get that cheap shit, man, you already know what happened to your fingertips, man. It break right on through that bullshit. Yeah. That's why I tell my lady I love her. I appreciate her every day because she makes sure that we have the creme de la creme when it comes to wiping our asses. That's what we're gonna do. So, in the form of what we always talk about, in the form of gaslighting, where people actually act like what we know in our memory, what we see and believe, and how everybody want to pick, choose, and refuse, and use politics as to when it come down to do what they do. I'm asking this one question with no bias. The fact that Shakur Stevenson said he would go to 140. Weight doesn't matter. This is in the same vein of me asking one Subriel Matias to go to boots at 147, where all problems can be solved, where we can finally see who both of them are, even though they have knocked off undefeateds, they've knocked off big names, they put on stellar performances, they've stopped their opponents 9 times out of 10. They have. Now I'm asking Shakur Stevenson, since weight doesn't matter, and you have the option of re-signing with Top Rank, selling out for a PBC and going to get a tank fight, or being a free agent, calling the shots, going to go get a Subriel Matias, because as of right now, at the time of this video, I have no confirmation that Subriel Matias is locked in. They keep saying it's 90%. It's going to be in Puerto Rico. It's going to be against the Amparo. But if you are the money man, if you are the name, and if you can get it on, it's only, that means they ain't stuck it in yet, dog. It's 90% that is about to be getting ready to get stuck in. Maybe you can jump in and cock block and show them how to do this, son. But I'm coming out here asking, would I be aside from myself if I said, hold on, if you're willing to go to 140 for Teo come on and say he don't want none of the big names, Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, or Tank. Devin Haney chooses to avoid Subriel Matias once for unification to go fight Ryan, who has no belt, and put off Sandra Martin, who has his mandatory. If it's okay for him to go fuck off with Ryan, Teofimo Lopez say, hey, you either come into Honduras or I ain't fucking with you, and you ain't fucking with that, it's 90% done. That means somebody hit him with, just let me put the head in. Like, the head ain't in yet, Shakur. You can go and grab some of that Subriel Matias smoke. According to your logic, you were retired, now you want to be at the front, and since social media is your thing and you jumped out there, it's going to look kind of suspect if you don't take on this guy, Subriel Matias. It's 90% done. I'm sure we're waiting on the result, but I know Liam Pryor want to step up to the contest. But if you say weight don't matter, he's there to be found, maybe even a tougher opponent than De La Santo. Well, who am I? Who am I? I just wanted to get that off. Because we pick, choose, and refuse depending on who we like. But I said I'm going to change my energy, and I'm going to start speaking to those who are going to speak to me the way I like as a hardcore boxing fan. Let me know. I'm about to get to these comments. It's the first time I'm about to look at the first comment. I ain't looked at not one yet. I'm already at 57 comments. I'm going all the way up to the top, y'all. You know, I'm just now getting to the comments, so I'm behind. I'm way behind, y'all. I'm way behind. So, because I wanted to get it all off. I wanted to address this, and I wanted to start pointing out what's really going on in the sport of boxing. This is my lane. If you don't fuck with the content, then fuck off. If you here, at the present point in time, before I got in this live, I needed 4 subscribers. Help me get to that thou wow. Subscribe if you haven't. Help me get to that thou wow. Even if you only want just an alternative opinion to what everybody else is saying. I don't break no broken news. I never claim to be first. I always sit back. I'll let all the news come out. I'll sit back. I'll analyze it. I'll give you my perspective. I don't do yes men over here. But we have a peaceful climate. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll have gag merch on deck as soon as it's available. Fuck with your boy. Talk to me. I'll talk back. And I'm going to start off. My man, Bub. Let's cook. Salute, Bub. Shakur just to be trained by Matias training. He wanted to pay to spar Matias, and Matias trainer said he do it for free. Don't be surprised if he becomes Matias sparring partner if Matias. Yeah, I heard he wanna, you know what I'm saying? It's an ongoing joke out there in the boxing community that Shakur gotta spar with you before he fights you. It's a bad joke, but I did hear the rumors about him wanting to actually see Subriel Matias and spar him. I don't agree with it when it's somebody that you might see, but who knows? I'm tired of the games. That would be great for him to keep training on cutting the ring off more than he already does. Just saying, that's before you go on your topic. What's good, Bubs? Cokie. Super chat. It's coming back. I had it one point in time. I'm gonna wait till I get to 1,000, then I'm gonna start hitting it up, man, so people can support if they want. OL. Mike, salute. That went left for Teo. Champ Sports Boxing in the building. Salute for being a regular Champ Sports. Nah, Teo Tweak told his fans SMD talked about Rosa Parks beginning of the times, aliens that came in on the circus. That's what's up, Ghost. Yeah. Joker. This the first time I saw the real Teofimo for real. Body work. Teo is cap. Angelina. Salute for coming in the building. Teofimo clown. Welcome, Angelina. Go salute. Teo will struggle with Shakur. Teo will struggle with Hitchens. It would be the same as Sandor and Ortiz era, except Shakur would be given the victory fight in the same way. Isn't that a coincidence? Yikes! Sound like you might have been on to something that I was on. I know that's a long time ago. That was 8:44. It's about what, 9:22? 9:24. Now Matias is back in Mexico. Everybody is quiet. Angelina, none of the top 140 called him out. Their own mouth. It's always their dads. Teo was complaining that Ortiz didn't want to fight him, but after the fight, when they asked him what he wanted next, he didn't even whisper Matias' name. Ghost! That's why you my guy. That's why you here. You know what I'm saying? I sent word out a long time ago for people like yourself to come in here so that people be acting like they be trying to act like we be gaslighting, like we don't see what's going on. That's why we here. That's why you one of the leaders in the 300 goes. Angelina. Facts. I ain't never seen Angelina. And she already know that one of the head soldiers, one of the leaders, somebody that chopped your head off and goes. She already know he's speaking facts. Shakur can whip Tio's butt in Puerto Rico. He could. But I mean, when you gotta prove and you know what I'm saying, man, we gotta put it where it's at, Angelina. We gotta put it where it's at. What's up, sports boxing? I'll go. Salute to the chat. Body work. Matias don't look. He is a boogeyman at 140. Man, I'm almost wondering what would happen if the man moved up to 147, man. I'm almost wondering what would happen if Subriel Matias moved up to 147, man. That's why I think that boots him. If that boots and Stan Giannis, because think about it. Eventually, Matias is going to move up. If he move up now, take Boots' crown, and then sit and march Stan Giannis down from 140 to 147, who would be able to fuck with him? Like, I'm thinking, like, the same way I think Boots should go to 154, grab the bull by the horns, get ahead of everybody. I'm kind of thinking Matias need to do it because I fear for Matias and that he gonna go over there with them dudes over there at Matchroom and he's not gonna get a Devin Haney. He'll get ran around a Marbury Bush. He'll get sat out, aged out. He's 31. He need to be fighting right now in his prime the guys that he wants. Tio knowing that he can't fight boxers, he would try to avoid them at all costs unless he stays hard-headed. Puerto Rican power, boxing drama, politics. Tio knew that years ago because Tio sparred all these guys from Shakur, Haney and Hitchens. That's why Tio avoided Haney at 135. Cool. Body work. Sparring not the same. They're going to trade shots because gear and bigger gloves. I feel you. Hopefully Haney versus Garcia has a good undercard because that main event going to be a shutout. But that's my opinion, Larry. I could be wrong. I got a feeling Paro going to call out and reschedule the fight with the injury. I hope not, man. I hope not. Sparring tells us a lot. It's not the real fight, but you can tell by sparring someone if they fooled or not. Good point, Larry. I don't think Paro would do that unless they was paid to step aside for a bigger fight between Matias and Tio, maybe. Matias would fight Boots. I don't think for now, Koki, he has the IBF and he wants to unify, but if he moves up, he loses it. We're not trying to push Matias out of his league. What I'm trying to point out is that people be playing that game about moving up and wanting to take it. Just like I said, Teofimo Lopez was talking all that Bud Crawford bullshit. And then Bud Crawford, after that performance, he started talking about catchweight. But we never heard about Boots. That's what I was saying, man. I try to skip all the bullshit, and I'm asking about Matias and Boots. Now, since Shakur Stevenson said he'll go from 35 to 40 to pounce on Tio after that performance, that means that you want somebody that you think that you could prey on. But Matias is right there. He want all the smoke. You about to be a free agent. You can make that happen. Y'all could be a legacy fight. But no haps. Yeah, Matias wants to unify 140 and he makes the weight easy. Yeah, we know that. It's the prime weight for him because all the 20 opponents, Matias is weighted the same mostly. Exactly. All these fighters should sign these short-term contracts and not get tied down from one network. That's what I'm saying, says Ghost. We need GAR in action. I agree. The most exciting fighters are on the shelf. I agree. 3 fights short 1 year. Elvis Rodriguez looked like he has a weak manager. I don't know. I mean, it seemed like he was wanting it, but these guys just gotta stay ready, man. I don't know. Everything I've seen is like, even if you are going to do interviews, you want to wear baggy clothes, you want to make it seem like you're not in shape. But deep down inside, if you're a boxer, even if you're not seen in these gyms, at home, you got to be doing the push-ups, the pull-ups. You got to be putting in the mouth. So even if these guys don't see you and they think that you are flabby, you can go in there with baggy clothes and make it seem like you're not up to it. But it's really a game, man. They are really watching you guys, man. This is a business. Like you be thinking that, oh man, I got that fight on 3 weeks notice. You really be thinking that be a coinky dink? You really be thinking that be a coinky dink? That's not by happenstance, man. They watching you. They know who you talking to. They know who your homeboy is. They know if you running. They know what gyms you in. So even when you make it seem like, oh man, I'm not in shape, you gotta be in shape. And you can do it. But I think Elvis Rodriguez, man, he would have had to take that deal. Whatever deal they gave him, because he's a tough out, man. That dude can knock you out. Like the average dude can knock you out. He's at the point to where it's almost a shame to where what they're paying. I could imagine. What they're paying him versus what he's willing to do and what he's capable of, it's almost disrespectful. It's almost like, well, damn, you know, I don't want to go working at Walmart or being a personal trainer or, you know, doing oil changes. But with the set of skills I have and what I'm capable of, they're not really trying to pay me anything. And if I take on one of these dangerous grounds and I get hit upside my fucking head and I don't even got enough coverage to pay for insurance, it's a wrap. Pay me a little something to where even if in this fight something happened, I'll have a little while to actually figure it out. These promoters are actually like, they really ripping people off, man. Then we got people playing around with, oh yeah, I'll go to this division if he looks like food, and if they look like food, and y'all want to knock me when I say every boxer has a boogeyman now. Every boxer has a boogeyman. And heavyweights don't have the heavyweights don't even have the they don't even have to worry about somebody, oh man, sitting around and being around for so long and then moving on and sucking down, or somebody that's been sucking down, because there's been a couple fighters, been a couple undisputed champions who said that they would go 2 days at a time starving themselves just to make weight. But today's day and time, if we had Wyndham, somebody doing that, we'd be crucifying them. That's why I say we pick, choose, and refuse what's acceptable and what's not. We just want to see the elite fight the elite, and we just want to use their words to prove that it could actually happen and point out the hypocrisy. Elvis' manager just accepts Elvis can't get any big fights, but never talks about the guys that will get him there. You get to be active at least. You know, I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know. I know Elvis will knock the average guy out. Like, if you ain't special, Elvis will get with you. I know that, at least. Fact. Not here to disrupt body work. I hope not, man. Facts. Ghost laughing. If Shakur can't get Davis, Martin, Navarrete, Cruz, then he should just move to 140. He should just move to 140. He can grab the bull by the horns and just move to 140 right now and make the fight of his lifetime and get it cracking. Shakur way too inactive for him being in his prime. Matias is a savage in sparring. Matias sparring partners only last 2 days. Yeah, I bet you he be wearing their ass out. His punches are paralyzing. Ghosts make good points. I said the same thing. Thank you for the praise, body work. Salute. All the time. BBC Top Rank Matchroom all going to try to maneuver Matias. Aaron Jones, yo. The Prince called Bud and Canelo has a big announcement. You think it's that fight? And what's up, bro? What up, Bud? Gonna stop Canelo? I'm not sure. I'm hearing a lot of rumors about the money and this and that. I've been stopped kind of praising Canelo because I said he was going to set the track record, and now we're getting the fruits of Canelo's labor now, as far as all this moving and how people are maneuvering based on Canelo. Yeah, if the Prince called in the Bud Canelo fight next, Canelo is definitely getting the 90M. Man, get what you can get, brother. I'll never knock another man from being able to get a bag. I would love Canelo versus Benavidez, but if the price called, you know that paycheck is healthy, hard to turn down. It's just a travesty, man, because, you know, it's almost like, man, it'll be okay if, like what I like to believe. I'm going outside of the comments now. But what I like to believe is that when you come on my channel and you speak your piece, like if I put a link out there and I gave you an opportunity to be yourself, I would like to believe that when you come to my channel, you can speak your piece and you can be who you are or what you want to be or whatever you want to demonstrate. And as long as you stand on that, we'll rock with it. We don't care if we agree with it, but if we rock with it. My thing is this: don't act like you in the mess hall with your chest out, or like I was saying, nowadays the boxers want to fight the other boxers where they have the very utmost advantages. You already got the length, you already got the height, you already got the activity. It's already gonna be in your hometown. You already dictate the ring size. You already dictate the glove size. It's like, well, goddamn. Like that's not predator shit for me. So even when my guys throw some shit in the game, I gotta point it out and say, hold on now. Stop. Wait. If you are really in your mess hall with your chest out, you can make your legacy. If you do this, you're set. And then people try to gaslight you. That's why I went back into last week's curriculum about gaslighting. We went over all the nouns. We went over a lot of the adjectives and how people try to play you. This is not the channel for that. I don't do yes men. I don't. I'm not a yes man. I don't like when people agree with me too much. I'm like, oh yeah, you're not pushing me hard enough. That don't mean go out and create some shit, but that mean if I'm slipping, if I got a boogie in my nose, you know what I'm saying? Tell me I got a boogie in my nose. Tell me I got cold in my eyes. Tell me my volume fucked up. My subs tell me my volume fucked up. I go back and fix it. And they be like, oh, okay, cool. I like the volume in this. I'm like, salute. You know what I'm saying? This your platform too. But we're not gonna sit around and act like we don't see how boxers are moving and what they're doing and how the status quo change and how we supposed to just accept this and do that. And y'all ain't gotta tell us nothing. Y'all can keep us in the dark, but we just supposed to promote. And then even when we promote, we don't even get no, oh, thank you or no kudos or no nothing. It's just like, well, fuck you. The minute we say something that don't acquiesce to your performance. That's why I said it was bullshit for everybody not to be clean when Boots fought Karan Chukajan, and everybody was like, oh no, y'all just want to hate. And then 2 other fights didn't happen, and y'all were real liberal with the criticism. Y'all did nothing for Boots by that, and y'all actually bankrupted the last 2 fighters for that. Y'all created a precedent for how we should view boxing. That's why we gotta have these conversations. We gotta break it down logically. And if you a casualty, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Get accustomed. Sit back, watch, learn, chime in, get some answers. But if you a hardcore and you still acting like, you know what I'm saying, you don't understand what's going on and how all these boxers have a boogeyman, all these boxers are ducking smoke in some shape, form, or fashion, you know what I'm saying? Then you, my friend, you are part of the problem. Yeah. It don't matter what happened in 1942 on June the 2nd and how it was an overhand right. What's going on right now? We can go back and look at that. We can appreciate that. But what's going on right now is that there's no legacy being established because we're putting the energy in the wrong direction. We're trying to correct and show how much we know and how much we can do and how we have access to this. But we still be having those little numbers. And that's all I base it on. It's like, I'm going to get there. If you didn't know, I think I put a public service announcement out about a month ago. I'm coming. I'm not playing. It ain't no stopping it. Because I don't change. And that's how I got here. So either we can get on the same sheet of music, or when I get there, I'm going to run you over. Period. I would love Canelo versus first been to be there, but the price call, you know that paycheck is healthy, hard to turn it down. I think that was the last comment I read. Facts. I also think in negotiations, there should be half and half demand, so there's some sort of equality. If Tank was really bullshitting, I wouldn't even watch. But I take a look at every fighter and they all be on bullshit. All these boxers do is talk, all of them. And I'm like, yeah, man, I won't be gaslit. Because I go to have conversations. I'm like, hold on, man. Y'all are fucking with me, man. Y'all are fucking with me, man. I know I'm putting this all together. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say all fighters on bullshit, but I would say that the ones that be on bullshit on social media are the problem because they more worried about their followers and their they don't realize they low-key duck. This is the thing. This is what I learned last year. You think if having a lackluster performance get you put in the doghouse? Think about going to go get 3 of the motherfucking straps because you have a bad night and you know that no matter what, I'm going to get my ass in that ring and you get your ass tore up. Just think about that. The fact that you went and got 3 straps at a welterweight division, a division that none of these little niggas done went and touched yet. And look at how they treat Earl. And like I saw it, I already saw it because I'm out here. I'm from Maryland. I live in Baltimore, so I already seen the plan as far. I was like, oh, they don't want that little light skinned motherfucking Tank Like the fact that he can get in there and knock people out, and he just enigmatic. You know, he's a star. Like you can't describe it. Like we've seen it in Allen Iverson. Like we see it in all these other sports. We see it. They don't want to recognize it because they can't control him. They can't get him to do the interview. They can't do all that. You know what I'm saying? This. I laid back off of him. I said, look, they're going to knock you off your pivot. And I can imagine that in every city, somebody's saying the same thing. It's like, oh, man, I already know. They're just going to hate on Shakur. They're just going to do this. It's like, no, but at some point in time, you got to grab the bull by the horns, and you got to, like, man, you got to do it. You got to seize the moment. Like, that guy done made it to the point to where he's already proven where he's like Madonna come out to see his fights. He put up numbers. Like, you can't control that in the faculty behind him. You can't control that. The other boxers that can grab the bull by the horns and say, hey, look, I can re-sign here, or I can grab the bull by the horns and I can go through that, and I can set myself up for that. Now is your time. But you can't be out here just doing all this, and then in hindsight, we see and prove that the energy ain't the same. Like, oh, no, you need more than just somebody that's just not going to run. Because with Teo said, oh, man, I'm not going to fight nobody else that won't fight with me, that is not going to engage. Matias is right there. You should have spun the block. But the truth of the matter is, you need everybody to believe that you want that smoke, but you don't really want that smoke. So then we look at Shakur Stevenson calling out Teofimo Lopez, and he's thinking, oh man, I could do better than light-skinned Jermaine. Plus I'm a southpaw. I'm more impactful with my punches. I could commit. I could probably turn him into a whoopee cushion. And then Teo say, oh, okay, cool. I'll entertain it. Let's just do it over in Honduras. And then you say, oh no, it's too political. That means you don't think you can win. We would have never heard Tyson talking like that. We wouldn't have heard Roy talking like that. We wouldn't have heard Tarver talking like that. Winky Wright talking like that. We never would have heard Floyd talking like that. Never. So as boxing fans, I'm going to be the beacon. I'm going to be the one that might not get a lot of likes, a lot of clicks, a lot of views. Because it's the truth. We're not going to get that energy. It's only a few. It's like 5 throwback fighters. 5 of them. I think Benavidez is one. Matias is one. Tank is one. Inouye is one. I would probably say Bibble is one. A throwback fighter is like, look, when it's all said and done, I'm going to get the job done. Period. I'm going to make adjustments. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to figure it out. It might not look the way you want. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to get the job done. That's how I see it right now. So you can't be in the mess hall with your chest out talking about, oh, man, I'm standing on Mount Kilimanjaro. I'm King Kong. Oh, I'm swinging from, and then it's like, no, wow. And then in the same breath, you're like, why should I fight him? Oh, why? Oh, no. It got to be in my backyard. Oh, no. It got to be neutral. It's just like with the whole, like with Errol Spence getting the 3 belts, being affiliated with Cowboys, having Jerrysboro, and then not having it in Texas, not having it around the crowd that he wanted. Like, that was like non-negotiable. That's not Apex Predator shit. Because if I did my thing over in Baltimore, like as I build my channel, I'm like 4 subscribers away from 1,000. Help me get to that 1,000, y'all. Because I did it the hard way. I didn't link up. I didn't latch on. But I know that as I build this and what I do over here, ain't nobody gonna be able to come over here and just tell me, oh, we're just gonna do this and do that. Like, no. Man, the 300 built this. Ghost was here. Aaron Jones was here. We built this. We would be compromising by giving this up to go. That's how I see it. But I'm not gonna be acting like, oh, I'm in the mess hall, my chest out, not running. But I'm not scared. But then I'm scared to go here and go there. Or I'm not accepting this and no. Like, no, man. That's this new era. A throwback fighter. Subriel Matias is a throwback. Yeah. And I think his point, he has every justification as to why he wants to get compensated. And I don't think that it's beyond reason. But if you got the skills to pay the bills, holler at your boy. Holler at him. That's legacy. If you catch this man right now, you're able to enact the skills that you say you got and stop this man, make him look bad, beat him, you know what I'm saying, make it look embarrassing. However you want to put your little flavor, your little spin on it. Do that shit. Grab the bull by the horn. Stop being reactive. Stop being proactive. But otherwise, you gonna get this body work. As long as I'm alive, you gonna get this body work. I'm gonna praise you. I'm gonna protect you when people coming at you sideways and just pulling shit out their ass. I'm gonna protect you. But I'm gonna have to dig in that ass. You know what I'm saying? When it ain't right. Now you know. Now, like for example, look at 140. They all discredit Matias saying he lost, not realizing he still put the work and became a champ. You need to stop that shit for real. And they will give the show they always be promised. Exactly, man. That man put in work, man. We're not gonna sit up here and act like we're not gonna monitor this behavior because that's the only thing that keep me safe. Only thing that keep me safe is as it happens, call it right down the middle. That way I don't have to go back and take down my video. Like if I see some bullshit, I gotta call it out. That's what protects me and preserves me. These other motherfuckers, they gotta play hopscotch and gotta make excuses and give reasons and justify this, and it's like, oh man, he had jet lag. But when my man say he got a broken rib, oh no, it's all excuses. It's like you want to go in on your enemy with a guy that you don't like, but then you want to pacify the guy that you do like. It's like, no, man. It's like you start losing credibility then. You start justifying and aiming and saying, oh man, well yeah, maybe. Well yeah, he did say he wasn't concentrating and focused, but you went in on Earl over not being concentrated and focused. But then when Wilder come out and say, oh man, yeah, I wasn't concentrating and focused, it's like, oh but yeah, he did say. So nonchalant, oh yeah, he did say. Like you just backstroking and that shit, man, shut the fuck up. It's different stroke for different folks. Teofimo, Puerto Ricans are easy. Yeah. He had egg on his face. I've been thinking T.O. got his decision right. Wouldn't they fix that decision after seeing the fight peaked at 585,000 views on Thursday? They probably thought him in a big name pay-per-view. It was nothing but business. It was nothing but business. But now is the time with Shakur. We're not going to give Shakur a pass. I came out here and said, look, man, he just going through some stress. He had this. He don't get no credit. He doing but you can't jump out there and say that, oh yeah, I'll fight you at 140. You going to jump up there, but not in Honduras. What do being in Honduras got to do with you actually putting on a Beast by Dre? If it's all about skills for skills. Or is it something we need to know, Shakur? And I'm your advocate. It's just like, y'all can't just like gaslight the fans, man. That's why I'm here today. You're not gonna gaslight the fans. If T.O. is food at 140 and you was willing to jump down there, Matias should look like food. If you don't like Richardson Hitchens and y'all ain't BFFs, you should be able to eliminate him. But you can't be friends with Keyshawn at 35. Ain't nobody talk about more retire. Ain't nobody got no game plan for who gonna go see Tank or acquiesce to his commands or whatever he want. It's just a big game where we never get the fights we want. Everybody can just say what we want, and we just like, oh, we act like we don't hear this. I can't act like I don't hear it, because I hear it. I'm like, hold on. My logic and my reasoning say, hold on. If that's the case, hold on. We got action. Because this fight can happen. But no, it's like, oh, no. Well, no, you got to consider the business. And oh, no, it's like, oh, jet lag and acclimation. And, man, stop it, man. Excuses are excuses. Period. You know which fighters I'm talking about. Not all of them. I know. We already know what it is, man, but it's always some crazy stuff. It's just like when Bill Haney interrupted Conor Benn post Pete Dobson fight, putting his name in a hat for a fight. Everybody was like, oh man, you know, everybody was highlighting that interview. I'm talking about less than, I don't even know if it was 10 hours later. Tank tweet out something to Conor Benn. Oh no, he'll be a duck if he fought Conor Benn. I'm like, man, let's see. This is the era we living in. So if you don't come with some bullshit, make sure you come with some bullshit. Cause I do body work. I'm not playing no games with nobody no more, man. These boxers ain't gonna gaslight me. These content creators not gonna gaslight me. Fans not gonna gaslight me. I know what I know. I seen what I seen. And I know when somebody bullshitting me. I know when somebody's up on the, I'm on floor level 1. They're on floor 2. And a cloud in the sky, I'm getting wet, and this motherfucker got his zipper open up there. You ain't gotta convince me that, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta like hold me down and pin me down and tell me what's going on. I already know. We know what's going on. It's not raining out here, homie. I call this black spread the news and drill. I like it. Salute, Rolando, Filomeno, Subriel. Speaking of that, Subriel is going to kick everyone's butt at 100. I appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel, man. I'm like 4 subscribers left till I get to that 1K, y'all. I'm also not giving a pass to Shakur wasn't a fight Teo because he's looking like a hypocrite. Criticized Haney for fighting Regis after a bad performance, but he's doing the same thing, calling out Teo. My guy! Ghost! That's why I say you my guy. That's the crux of this video, man. It's like, leave social media alone unless you can control it. Because when you do things like this, I gotta own it. I'm like, you know, help your fans out. Like, make it like some of our favorite fighters make it so hard for us. But since pros gotta take it how they can get it and get it how they can live, you just giving them breadcrumbs. Like, nah, you ain't even giving them breadcrumbs. You giving them bounce passes from the key. You at the top of the key, giving them bounce passes on the way in to just get the dunk. You giving them layups. They're like, how can we defend this? We can't. And I'm no longer defending none of the bullshit. I can't defend none of these promoters. You know what I'm saying? I can just say and recognize how I see it and how I, you know what I'm saying, how I see it and what's going on in the climate. That's why I call myself the pulse of boxing. I look at some of the biggest channels. I even look at smaller channels. And I get a vibe from what's going on. I cipher through it all. I come up with my own thing. If you on it, I'm gonna point it out. I'm gonna be like, hey man, they on it. I heard it from there. This is where I got this from. This blah blah blah. Sometimes I don't get the name because people be thinking you clout chasing. But if you ain't on it, you know, I might not say your name. But if you ain't on it, I'm gonna point out the hypocrisy. This is the pulse of boxing. This ain't the voice. This ain't where how many times the loudest person in the room was the wrongest person in the room. And they also say in wisdom, the loudest person in the room is normally the stupidest person in the room. Or the quietest person in the room is normally the wisest. In a lot of cases, it's not 100%, but in often cases, that's how it is. I've just born in an era where if I see some shit that's going on and I recognize what's going on, I gotta put it out there. I'm not gonna go somewhere, get a sale, know my homie about to go do the same thing, and not tell him about the discount. Not tell him how to get through. Not tell him, oh yeah, this is how I breached this obstacle. You know what I'm saying? This is how I got through that. That's what we hear from. Each one, reach one, teach one. You know what I'm saying? That's what this channel is about. I get a lot of information from my subs. We got a relationship. It's a back and forth. They don't gotta agree. I listen to them. They give me feedback. I give them feedback. We grow. We come up with topics. You know what I'm saying? We don't gotta block and stop and criticize and belittle and berate. You know what I'm saying? We joke, we laugh, we ridicule, but we speak that word. So this is the 300. And I appreciate each and every one of y'all that came out here and that be coming into the building. It means a lot. It says a lot. You will see he can't stand his punches or his blows in the short term. He's a machine that doesn't stop hitting. He's still talking about that Subriel Matias. See, that's what I'm saying, man. People, Subriel Matias get people hype, man. Plus, Mac has the best jaw proven. That's what I was saying yesterday, man. I think it was 2 days ago. He got that class. He got that iron jaw. They gotta learn the shit you say in social media will be there forever, and it can come back and bite you in the ass. Exactly. Matias is very impressive. He's just improving. That's right. He a throwback, man. People throw that word around loosely, but that man is a throwback. He been through some things. You know what I'm saying? Just like I believe Tank. There's certain people that been through some things, and they know what those stakes are. You know what I'm saying? They going at it from two different ways, but when they get inside that ring, man, real recognize real, man. You ain't gonna be able to get in there and flim-flam this dude. And these dudes know it. And it's evident. And people are still acting like they don't see what's going on. I don't understand. Gaslighting. I do understand. Because they don't want to fight him for money or business or fear. He had the International Federation Championship. I think Russell did say he wants to fight Matias. Yeah, he's the one. He's the one, but he got to do something. He got to have a get back fight. And I think that everybody's setting them up they're setting them two up to see each other. But it's like, no, other people need to fight each other. So when you think about it, we heard here recently. Let me read Ghost's comment. That's the same thing Matias told T.O. on Instagram. Told his fans why they didn't want to guarantee him. That's why he went Eddie's route. In all honesty, I love Russell, but I think his mind to sit there will get him cooked versus Matias. That's one of the ones I'm not, I got to see that. But this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. All these guys are going to need each other. They're going to have to fight. You can't act like you in the mess hall with your chest out one day, and then the next day you're willing to jump through this hoop, bend over backwards for this person, do this, do that. But it's like, do you really want the top smoke? But we know what Al is really just calling them up, saying what you gotta do. And if they feel like you gotta do more, you gotta do this and this and that, they'll tell you. But I think I'm starting to reason that it ain't even that. If you have a big enough name and you go over there and you call Al and them and you figure out what's going on, they're gonna be like, okay, we're gonna do it. But then this is what's gonna happen. You just gotta be willing to do that. This is what's gonna happen. You can try to take your career by the horns and all that, but all of these decision fighters, the Jermaine Ortiz, the Devin Haney's, you can even pretty much say the Shakur Stevenson. These guys just leaving it into the judges' hands all the time. You can keep doing that, but when politics dictate that they got somebody better that's more marketable, they can make more money off of, you're gonna have an Ismael Barroso versus Rolando Romero type situation. And I'm just keeping it 10 times 10 with you. So we gotta stop playing. And I think that, man, look, the old days, the throwback fighters, it could come back, but we need some of these current boxers to start grabbing their cojones, man. It was nothing more than me wanting to see Richardson Hitchens versus Subriel Matias at first. But when Richardson hopped out of line, him and Catterall both hopped out of line. When Josh Taylor hopped out of line. When Teofimo Lopez sent that offer knowing that he had a bad hand, in essence, hopped out of line. When after he beat Regis Prograis, Bill Haney got online talking about he called this and this and that, talking about he spoke to Subriel Matias and he wanted $4 million and all this. The rumor allegedly has it that the man only made $400K. That's totally unreasonable. By that law, he hopped out of line and then said, oh, well, we went and we had an interview and they never got back to us and they were no longer relentless the way they were. And then instead of getting a unification with Subriel Matias and then going after somebody that they called an exhibition fight against Tank Davis, is now a game 7, i.e. the finale in an NBA playoff game, the creme de la creme, when it's make it or break it. You know what I'm saying? It's all or nothing. Now that's Ryan Garcia when he used to be a exhibition. When the Shakur Stevenson has come off of a lackluster performance, say that he professed somebody in De Los Santos, don't make the rematch. Acknowledge that he would. Don't make the rematch. Leave us in limbo as to whether he's going to re-up with Top Rank. Knowing that it's a tank over there, well, if you leave all that behind, you already laid the foundation saying you've been talking to Floyd. You already know the deal. You already know that Devin Haney is going to stay far away from you. And as you move up, he's going to move up. I wonder what happened if Shakur Stevenson moved up to 140. I promise you, Devin Haney is going to go to 147. That was best laid plans. He just happened to keep going back to the world and Ryan Garcia. How could Devin Haney be the face of boxing when he's running back getting a payday from Ryan Garcia? How can we take Devin Haney as a legacy fighter when he would forego a unification against Subriel Matias, forego a mandatory in Sandor Martin, who arguably beat Teofimo Lopez, forego doing a deal with Teofimo Lopez or Subriel Matias in real time? Smoke and mirrors, hide and go seek, hopscotch, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to call it. Hokey pokey. That's what's going on. The sport is a circus. And I'll be damned if I don't call it out. That's why I got to put these benchmarks in. Got to get what's happening in real time, what's really going on. And when we clarify what was a duck, what wasn't a duck, blah, 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 without being disrespectful, you got to lay down the law and establish some things. That way, cats don't come in regurgitating things and just running with things, just flapping off at the mouth, and they don't know what they're talking about. That's why we do this body work. That's why we gotta do this body work. It's ugly. That's why it's called body work. It's ugly, you know what I'm saying? But it's very effective. Very effective. That's what I'm saying. Top Rank is scared. Matias is fighting with fighters who are on the rise, and he already has 5 undefeated fighters in a row without counting the one that died from his blows. But I'm telling you, like, listen, y'all, listen. I know this is a boxing channel, but you can apply this to real life. If you're not ready for something, it's best to just say, I'm not ready for something. Like, I think people don't realize this. Ryan lied on God. Ryan lied on the man upstairs and said that the man upstairs that he was gonna knock Tank out in the second round. He said he was gonna knock Tank out in the second round. He pulled out of that fight. You know, y'all realize that when it came down to it, they said that Oscar and B-Hop and all them, they said they didn't want to make the fight. They said it came down to Ryan to where he wanted to make the fight. And you know why he wanted to make that fight? Because deep down in his soul, deep down in what we call Noah, he knew that he was lying out of his mouth. He knew it. That's why it's never brought up. That's why he went along with everything and how it was done and this and that, because he pulled out. He made a man waste a paycheck. Just like Abner Mares pulled out on the fight with Tank Davis, made him lose a paycheck. Nobody points that kind of stuff out. But that's the first time when Ryan lied. But when Ryan came back and said, you know what, I'm going to stop lying to my fans, and I said that it's something I got to do. That's why I got to do it. That's when Ryan's cachet really went up. People don't really realize that Earl Spence, on his last performance, he got dog walked. But Earl Spence has a large, still reliable fan base that's going to stand by him regardless of what, because of his integrity and who he is. And no matter what it is, even if it don't even sound right, Earl going to be Earl. He's going to spit the truth. He's going to spit the fact. That's what's missing in the sport of boxing, man. It don't matter how good you are, man. It don't matter how good you are, man. You got to be able to keep it a buck, man. I think social media make people think that, oh, I got to put off this and that. Like, no, if you're nervous, you're nervous. If you say it, then that adds to the intrigue. You still got to get out there and fight. Facts, body work. Hitchens and Catterall jump off the boat because they didn't want that smoke, for real. That speaks volumes for Subriel's name. Exactly. That's why we got to keep the pressure where it's at. We can't let them circumvent him and try to devalue. Just like right now, they're going to try to devalue Liam Paro's name. No, he's going to keep all the equity that he got from what he did with Love. You know what I'm saying? He's going to keep all of that until he go into this fight. Fact. Rolando, and he looking to take Liam Paro's oath too. 100 KO Teofimo. Okay. Can we also acknowledge Devin kind of avoid his mandatory Sandor because he really is? That's what I just spoke on. That's what I just spoke on. I said, now you're foregoing a unification with Subriel. You're stretching out your mandatory because he got 10 months, but you got your mandatory on hold. You put a unification on hold to go fight somebody who you said was a YouTuber fighting an exhibition fight against Tank. So if this fight flop, we're in your own hometown, you couldn't sell out a chicken dinner at a church. This is going to be a make it or break it. And that's why I say, man, Bill has put his son up in a position where he's about to start having to do something strange for a little piece of change. So he's getting ready to have to jump his ass all the way up to 140 and fight somebody that's going to slap his ass to sleep because he never moved up in a timely manner at the weight that he should. Like a Jahad Tucker, like a Xander Zayas. Like some of these guys that actually had to move up with their weight and be more in line with where they are when they grow, which you don't have to go for Mount Kilimanjaro. But we are seeing that he's been faking it till he make it. Unfortunately. Either with him, others only fight with injured fighters. Yeah. I don't like that, man. Somebody coming off a bad performance, somebody coming off of inactivity, somebody coming off of a controversial decision. I don't like that, man. I'm not sold on Tank. Him avoiding all the champions at 135. I lost some respect. But I don't even know why you even come by here no more, Larry. For real, for real. I don't give a fuck about how you feel about Tank, bro. I really don't. This video ain't about Tank. Garcia versus Rolly, not for social media championship. Can we have a quick discussion? Is Teofimo Lopez really a KO artist because the people he's KO are not really good fighters? His opponents are on their prime, all going the distance, 21-13, Matias 21-20. He has the ability to KO you, but I can't say that he's not what he was at 35 as far as the power. As far as the power, he's not. That's been evident. Some people power travel. It's just a technique and it's what you know and how you can enact it, but that power didn't translate. And he looked small at 140. So no, I don't think he's a KO artist. Just saying. I'm not paying for that fight. If you talking about the fight that I'm talking about, I'm not paying for that shit either, man. Like, cause this is boxing basically shitting on our heads, man. If you talking about the fight I'm talking about, I'm not paying for that shit either, man. I had already made an agreement. I said, nah, man. I said, this can't be an exhibition and he's nobody and he's nothing and he's not, you know. But now that you fight him now is, you know, like, no, man. That's manipulation, man. That's manipulation. So if you talking about the same fight I'm talking about, I agree. No, man. Stop. Relax. Yeah, man, but I figured, you know, I figured this would be semi-popular. I didn't know how popular it would be. I just want to point out, you know what I'm saying? Because this is how my logic and my reasoning, and if you understand how my logic and how my reason is behind this, it's like, it don't sound good when you ready to jump down on somebody else when they're having their worst performance. But when people were talking about you were talking about retirement because of the harsh criticism and all that. It's like I told you in the last video, man, get off of the goddamn social media. Put your fucking phone down, get back in the gym, pick out the livest body, send a contract, and when he get in the ring, put on an example. Otherwise, stop talking that noise, because if somebody like Subriel Matias is gonna have you somewhere in the dorm, holding his pocket, washing his laundry, and he gonna be eating your cornbread when it come time for lunch. Point blank, period. It is what it is, man. I hope I didn't offend anybody, man. And if you don't fuck with me, I don't fuck with you. But if you fuck with me, I definitely fuck with you. Just know that I'm coming. At whatever level, I'm coming. I'm not playing. I'm willing to take the stairs. And I wish a lot of these boxers would too. Boxing in the decline before was a business, but no one chased any male boxing now that it happens. Yeah, I'm not paying for that either. Just saying you want to be like Tank, bruh. LOL instead of hating because y'all never fought. Like, yeah, and then you see this, like, look at this. Look at Aaron Jones. Look at this comment, Aaron Jones. If Tank fought for titles, I wouldn't have one issue with him. Like, sounding all dumb. I don't even know why you over here, cuz. Like, you better be glad we got a culture to where we don't harpoon your ass, man, because we would drown your ass. We was out there in the deep blue sea, we would drown the shit out you right now, Larry. Like, I learned, like, when I started going around people and I was starting, and I thought I was actually convincing them of something, and I realized that, hey, they don't think like me. Guess what? I stopped showing up where I wasn't wanted, bro. Might want to take a page out of that book, bro. Might want to take a page out of that book, Larry. Because I don't hang around where I ain't wanted, bro. Matias versus Paro will go under 6 for me. Paro takes a lot of clean shots when he sits there to let his combinations go. Liam Paro is a good fighter. LOL, he already won titles. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's gaslighting, bro. That's gaslighting. I went down through the adjectives. I guess Larry wasn't present, man. We have class. If you want to get the most out of class, we drop the most jewels in the beginning. And why I say the most jewels is because, according to most people's theories, I use a credible source. That means I have a background. That means that you're just not relying off of what I say. I'm tensing it down and I'm tying it down to something that was peer reviewed, something that's public information, something that's substantiated outside of my word. You know what I'm saying? Might want to get them jewels. Get to I guess you will call it Bible study early if we wanted to make an analogy. I know Liam a good fighter, not taking away anything from him. I just think Matias will prove a point. It's not about titles. It's about that exactly. That's what I say, Aaron. Like, it ain't even no need to really like respond to him, man. Like, you lost, bro. We don't think the same way like where you used to. You're lost, brother. You lost. Unemployment is a murderer on the rise. That's why I'm saying these are leaving trouble for Matias. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, they starving him out. It's like boxing. It's faux boxing, man. It's FEAUX. It's faux boxing now, man. It's faux boxing, man. You already said he's highly motivated. That paycheck must be good for this one. And is Eddie, you really think he wouldn't give Liam a shot? Hating on Tank. We'll got to keep the same energy for everyone. Yeah. Tank got his title by email. Let's be for real now. Oh, Lord. Liam Paro is dangerous. They are the type of boxer that give trouble. You know, man. Yeah. I'ma leave, man. My man Ghost just said something to just let me know, bro. Y'all, people just be throwing some shit out there, man. I guess every day you learn something. You know what I'm saying? But I salute to everybody, man, on my quest to actually grow. You know what I'm saying? You already know what you get here. You know what I'm saying? You can get your oils off here. I didn't put the link out, but you know the link is always out there. It's ready and available. And salute to everybody that always support me. Everybody that always come through. Everybody that share the videos, like the videos, comment on the video. You know what I'm saying? I said that I was monetized before, but I said, you know what? I'm going to hold off because when I was monetized, I was having to monitor what I say and do this and do that. I didn't have any merch, but this time when I get monetized, I'll have merch. The merch is going to be gag gifts. You know what I'm saying? So if you want knee pads for your favorite fighter, if you want some KY jelly for these goalposts that your homeboy always moving goalposts, you can get that for him. Throat coat, tonsil jewelry, knee pads. I got it all. And I got it for the low. So I'm getting my numbers right. And as soon as I make it and I drop that product, man, support the channel. I do this for fun, man. And I do what I love. So I love what I do at the same time. I want to say appreciate everybody who always come out and support the channel, man, and who always like get down and give me positive feedbacks in the comment section, man. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? This is a good hobby of mine. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy it. And I like actually bringing good, solid information and actually triggering people's mind. Because this is the alternative to opinion-based content. It's like, go listen to everybody else. I would not stop you from going to go listen to everybody else. Just come here for that alternative. See if you learn something and look at something different. But anyways, thanks for everybody who tuned in to Bodywork Boxing. But we don't take things for face value. We do that body work.
He didn't want to box. He wanted to actually prove that he could punch with you. He was like, what the fuck is this nigga, right? Oh, okay, you want to go to sleep. You tired.
Welcome to Bodywork.